What if the very trait you consider your greatest gift, your deep empathy, is also your most profound vulnerability? The one that can slowly hollow you out from the inside. If you are the person who feels everything, who senses the mood in a room before a word is spoken, who absorbs the unspoken pain of friends and strangers alike, you are not merely sensitive, you are navigating a hidden, psychological landscape, one that the pioneering psychologist Carl Jung mapped with a startling warning. This is not the gentle empathy of spiritual circles. This is something far more archetypal and far more dangerous if left unexamined. Your capacity to feel isn't just emotional, it's energetic. You are not just walking with them through their dark woods. You are unknowingly gathering their discarded baggage and strapping it to your own soul. The weight becomes familiar, and you may even mistake it for purpose. This is a sacred function corrupted. Let's strip away the romantic notions. In the realm of depth psychology, the empath is not a passive feeler. They are an active conductor. Think of a lightning rod on a vast open plain. It does not create the storm, but it is designed to draw the raw, chaotic energy of the atmosphere directly into itself. This is the empath's psyche, a brilliant natural receiver. But without a proper grounding rod, without conscious awareness and strong internal boundaries, that incoming energy doesn't transform. It scorches, it fragments, it burns out the very instrument it was meant to serve. You see, the unconscious mind is not a tidy, personal space. It is a collective field. Jung called it the collective unconscious, a vast, timeless reservoir of human experience, of archetypes, of potentials both glorious and terrible. When you, as an empath, open your awareness to another person, you are not just connecting with their conscious self. You are dipping a cup into this vast shared ocean, and you are bringing back whatever is most potent, most unresolved, within their particular corner of the sea. This is why you can feel a knot of anxiety in your stomach that belongs to your partner, or a wave of grief for a loss you never personally experienced. You are not making it up. You are perceiving it. Picture an ancient, sprawling library. This library contains every story ever lived, every emotion ever felt, every trauma and every triumph. Most people walk through life only ever reading their own single open book. But you, the empath, have a different experience. The moment you walk into this library, every book on the shelves that contains a story of pain, of rage, of unfulfilled longing, begins to vibrate. Their pages flutter open, and their words, their dense, emotional content, begin to spill out into the aisle, swirling around your feet, rising up to meet you. You didn't ask for this. The books simply recognize a receptive reader. Now, the crucial question: do you have the skill to read these stories without believing you must live them? Or do you, over time, become so cluttered with other people's narratives that you can no longer find the quiet desk where your own story waits to be written? This is not a hypothetical struggle. It manifests in tangible, exhausting ways. The crushing fatigue after a simple social gathering, the sudden, inexplicable anger that flares after a conversation with a certain family member, the deep soul-level melancholy that descends without a clear personal trigger. These are not your emotions. They are psychic echoes. They are the shadows of others which have found in you a willing, if unaware, host. You have become a psychic sanctuary for the unresolved pain of your family, your friends, even the stranger you passed on the street. And there is a dark, unspoken trade happening here. In your desire to alleviate their suffering, you may be inadvertently permitting it to reside within you. There is a profound difference between compassion and absorption. Compassion sees the wound and holds space for its healing from a place of wholeness. Absorption sees the wound and mistakenly believes the only way to heal it is to make it your own. This is the trap of the wounded healer archetype. It is a noble pattern, but when it runs unconsciously, it becomes a martyrdom script. Your identity becomes entwined with suffering, both yours and others. You start to believe your value is contingent on your capacity to endure, to soothe, to fix. Your love becomes conditional upon being needed in someone else's chaos. This is not love. This is entanglement. And entanglement is a cage woven from the finest, most virtuous-looking threads. Let's go deeper into the mechanism. Why does this happen? It often begins not as a spiritual gift, but as a survival strategy. For many empaths, this hyper-awareness was forged in childhood. It was the vigilant tracking of a parent's volatile mood to avoid an outburst. It was the constant attunement to a caregiver's depression, learning to be the tiny sun that could briefly dispel the clouds. In those formative moments, your sensitivity wasn't a choice. It was a necessity for connection, for safety, for love. Your psyche learned a powerful life-preserving lesson. To be safe and to be loved, I must feel what others feel and manage it for them. That lesson becomes an invisible contract signed in childhood that your adult self continues to fulfill with everyone you meet. So you enter adulthood with a superpower calibrated in a war zone. Your radar is impossibly sensitive, picking up every blip of distress for miles. But no one ever gave you the manual for the console. No one taught you how to filter the signals, how to discern a genuine distress call from the ambient noise of human suffering. So you respond to all of it. Your energy, your focus, your vital essence is perpetually being broadcast outward, trying to answer calls that were never yours to answer. This is the root of the empath's exhaustion. You are trying to run a global rescue operation with the fuel tank of a single human being. This leads us to the most corrosive dynamic for the unconscious empath: relationships. You will be psychically and emotionally drawn to those who broadcast the strongest signals of unresolved pain. The emotionally unavailable, the narcissistically wounded, the perpetually chaotic. This isn't bad luck or a flaw in your picker. It is your unconscious childhood program scanning the world and saying, "Ah, there, that familiar frequency. That is where I am needed. That is where I can prove my worth." You are not seeking a partner, you are seeking a patient. They are not seeking a partner. They are seeking a healer, or more darkly, an emotional receptacle. It is a perfect tragic fit. Your unhealed wound magnetizes their unhealed wound, and together you choreograph a dance of mutual depletion, believing it to be a dance of deep love. How do you break this cycle? It begins not with changing others, but with a radical and courageous act of reclamation. You must reclaim your own psychic territory. This is the work of individuation, as Jung termed it, the process of becoming the distinct, whole person you were meant to be, separate from the expectations, wounds, and projections of the collective and those around you. The first, non-negotiable step is boundary building, but not the brittle fortress-like boundaries of fear. We must build boundaries of discernment. Imagine your energy field not as a wall, but as a semi-permeable membrane, like the lining of a living cell. It is intelligent. It knows what is nutrient and what is toxin. It allows in what is nourishing and life-giving, and it consciously filters out what is harmful or not yours to process. Your new inner mantra becomes, "I can sense you without becoming you. I can witness your pain without adopting it as my own." This is not coldness. This is the prerequisite for sustainable warmth. A fire contained within a hearth gives light and heat. A fire that spills out onto the floor consumes the entire house. The second step is shadow work. This is essential. You must turn your profound sensitivity inward. You must journey into your own inner library and finally bravely open the books you have been avoiding, the ones with your name on the spine. What pain are you carrying that is truly, historically yours? Where in your own history did you learn that love requires suffering? What parts of you feel addicted to the drama of rescue? Where does your empathy mask a hidden desire for control, or a fear of your own irrelevance if you are not needed? Facing this is not an indictment. It is an emancipation. You cannot clear the shadows from others if you are unwilling to sit with your own. Your own unlived life is the shadow that haunts your empathy. The third step is energetic hygiene. You must learn simple, practical techniques to clear the foreign energy you inevitably pick up. This can be as straightforward as a visualization of shaking off psychic debris, like water from a raincoat, washing your hands with the intention of clearing energy, spending time in nature to recalibrate, or using breathwork to cycle out what is not yours. The key is ritualizing the release. You must create a daily practice of returning to yourself, of emptying the cup so you do not overflow. As you undertake this work, a profound shift will occur. Your relationships will change. Some will fall away because they were built on the unstable foundation of your depletion. This is a necessary loss. New, resonant connections will become possible, relationships based on mutual wholeness, not mutual wounding. You will no longer feel compelled to fix, but you will be empowered to truly see. And in that clear seeing presence, you become something far more powerful than a healer. You become a mirror. You reflect back to others not their brokenness, but their own inherent capacity for wholeness. This is the highest service of the awakened empath. Your gift of empathy, when grounded in a sovereign self, transforms. It is no longer a wide-open portal through which anything can wander. It becomes a focused beam of conscious awareness. You become like a deep-sea submersible, equipped with strong lights and sensitive instruments. You can descend into the profound depths of human experience, your own and others, without being crushed by the pressure. You can observe the strange, beautiful, and terrifying creatures of the deep psyche without needing to bring them all back to the surface. You can witness, document, and understand, all while maintaining the integrity of your vessel. This is your destination, not to become numb, not to shut down your beautiful sensitivity, but to become fortified, to have a center of gravity so unwavering that you can allow the emotional storms of life to rage around you without being uprooted. To feel the anguish of the world and respond not with a reflexive, self-sacrificing plunge, but with the poised, chosen action that arises from a full reservoir. Jung's warning, then, is not to kill the empath within. It is a call to awaken it, to initiate it, to move it from the fragile, porous state of the unconscious sponge to the resilient, discerning state of the conscious vessel. The sponge is passive, at the mercy of its environment, defined by what it soaks up. The vessel is active, chosen, defined by its shape and its capacity to hold and pour out intentionally. Your journey is from sponge to vessel, from martyr to mystic, from the one who feels everything to the one who feels truth, deeply and clearly, from a place of unshakable inner ground. If this path resonates with you, if you see the patterns of unconscious empathy in your own life, then your first act of conscious choice is here, now. Integrate this understanding. Let it change how you move through your day, and to solidify this shift, to help this crucial perspective reach others who are drowning in the feelings of the world, please like this video. It tells the algorithm this message matters. Share it with one person who needs to hear it. And for continued guidance in navigating the depths of your own mind, subscribe to Winds of Thought. Your journey to becoming a sovereign empath continues there.